It started the night everything fell apart. The night you were left broken not just emotionally, but energetically. Some of you remember it clearly, the betrayal, the collapse, the silence that followed. Others have lived it over and over again through different people, different lifetimes, as if the wound is part of your DNA. That night wasn't the end of your story, it was the beginning. Because the path of the dark chosen one never begins in glory. It begins in shadows, in isolation, in the sacred fire of destruction. And if you've ever felt like you were born to carry a weight too heavy for anyone else to bear, this message is for you. You've always known you were different, but not in the way others celebrate. You didn't feel special, you felt cursed, misunderstood, misplaced. From an early age, you sensed things others didn't. You felt emotions so deeply they threatened to drown you. You could enter a room and feel the tension before a word was spoken. You didn't just sense darkness, you absorbed it, and you thought something was wrong with you. But in truth, you were being forged. Because the most powerful dark chosen ones are not born in light, they are born in pressure, in pain, in the terrifying silence of spiritual exile. The first sign that you are the most powerful dark chosen one of all is that your awakening began with suffering. Not the surface kind, but soul-ripping, ego-collapsing, identity-shattering suffering. Most people resist this path, but you didn't have a choice. You were thrown into it. Life didn't gently guide you into consciousness, it ripped you into it. And that kind of awakening leaves scars, but those scars are your proof. They are sacred tattoos from the underworld. They show that you have walked through fire and did not run. Can you see that? Can you honor your suffering not as a setback, but as your initiation? The second sign is that darkness has never scared you, it has called you. While others avoid the shadows, you've always been drawn to them. Not out of fear, but out of recognition. You've always felt like the darkness knew your name. And deep down, you knew that what lived in the dark was not evil, it was exiled, forgotten, abandoned by the world, and you were sent to retrieve it. That's what makes you different. You don't just walk between worlds, you bridge them. You have the courage to look into the void and say, "Show me what's been hidden." And the void listens because it knows who you are. You may have been told that being a light worker is the highest path, but you are not here to only hold light. You are here to transform darkness. That's a different kind of power, a rarer kind. One that requires you to be comfortable in chaos, to be unshaken by pain, to be unafraid of the shadow. Many people run from their shadow work, but you crave it. You know that inside the shadow is the real truth, not the performance, not the persona, but the raw, unfiltered essence. And you've made it your mission to uncover it not just in yourself, but in others. The third sign is that you've always felt like an outsider, even among other spiritual people. You don't fit into the typical light and love narrative. You carry a different frequency, darker, heavier, but no less sacred. You've tried to belong. You've tried to shrink yourself to fit into spiritual spaces that only speak of positivity, angels, and ascension. But your soul rejects it. Not because it's wrong, but because it's incomplete. You know that real transformation includes the descent, the grief, the rage. And because you faced those things, your power is grounded, not floating, not performative, but real.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
People sense your depth before you say a word. They either fear you or are magnetized to you. Sometimes both. That's the fourth sign. Your energy doesn't lie. It disturbs the illusions in others. It activates their suppressed truth. And that can be uncomfortable, especially for those who are not ready to see. You've likely lost friends, jobs, even relationships because your presence was too intense. But that intensity is not a flaw, it's your medicine. Your energy shakes people awake. It demands honesty. It doesn't allow for pretending. And that's why you can never be fake. Not even a little. You've tried, but it eats you alive. The fifth sign that you are the most powerful dark chosen one is that your gifts were born in silence. You didn't learn them from books or teachers. They came to you in solitude, in dreams, in moments of breakdown. You've had visions that no one else understood. You've heard voices in the stillness that whispered truths no one else could confirm. And you've had to trust them even when it made you feel crazy. But you weren't crazy. You are chosen. Chosen to carry a frequency that cannot be taught. It can only be remembered. And you're remembering it now. You have the ability to see what others cannot. Not just spiritually, but psychologically. You can see through people. You read their patterns, their energy, their pain. You know when someone is lying, even if they don't. You know when someone is projecting, even if they believe they're helping. You've had to learn to stay silent, to keep your insights to yourself, because the truth you carry is too raw for most. But that leads us to the sixth sign. You've mastered the art of invisibility. You know how to disappear in plain sight, how to move between realms, between conversations, between energies without being noticed. Because being seen too early is dangerous. You've known this since childhood, so you learned how to hide your power until the right moment. And now I must ask you, what part of your power have you buried to make others comfortable? What gifts have you silenced because the world wasn't ready? This is the moment to reclaim them, because the seventh sign is emerging now, the call to rise. The inner knowing that your time of hiding is over. That your darkness is no longer something to tame, but to embody. That your uniqueness is not a curse, but a weapon of transformation. You're not here to fit in. You're here to restructure the entire order. You're here to dismantle the illusions of light that have become toxic, hollow, dishonest. You see, the true dark chosen ones are not evil. They are the ones who've chosen to carry the parts of humanity that no one else would. The grief, the rage, the trauma, the shadow. You are a container for the unprocessed pain of the world. And because you've learned to alchemize it, you are unstoppable. You don't need to be saved. You are the Savior. But your salvation doesn't come through purity. It comes through integration. You are the one who brings heaven into hell and says, both belong here. Now ask yourself, what if your darkness is your divinity? What if the very things you've been told to hide are the keys to your purpose? This isn't about being better than anyone. It's about being fully what you are. No filters, no pretense, no apologies. The world doesn't need another guru preaching love while fearing pain. It needs someone who can walk into the trauma, the sin, the madness and bring truth. That's you. That's your power. That's what makes you different. So if you've ever felt cursed, know this. The curse was the cover. The truth is, you are the most powerful kind of healer. The kind who doesn't just shine light, but who becomes the light inside the dark, who walks into the places no one else dares to go, and who emerges not just whole, but holy. There comes a moment in every dark chosen one's path when the veil lifts. Not externally, but internally. You begin to see your entire life through a different lens. The betrayals, the losses, the isolation, it wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You were being shaped, not shattered. Molded, not destroyed. And suddenly you understand. Your entire life has been a coded message from the universe. Every heartbreak was an initiation. Every lie told about you was a hidden truth calling you deeper. Every time you were forced into solitude, you were being placed into sacred silence to hear what others could not. This is the moment when the seventh sign activates fully. You no longer run from your darkness, you claim it. This is the final test, not whether you can be good or kind or light-filled, but whether you can be true. And truth, for you, is not always pretty. It is raw. It is jagged. It is ancient. It is the voice that says what others are afraid to say. It is the presence that disrupts illusions without apology. And when you start to live from that place, everything around you begins to shift. People fall away. Structures collapse. But you remain. Because now you know who you are. You are not here to be consumed by the world. You are here to consume the falseness of it, to break illusions with your gaze, to dismantle inherited beliefs with your silence, to crack open energy fields simply by standing in the room. You don't need to say much. Your very presence speaks. It says, "I've seen what you fear, and I did not run." That is why people either avoid you or are drawn to you obsessively. You represent a mirror they cannot escape. You show them the part of themselves they've buried, and that is a terrifying gift to carry. But it is also the most sacred. Let's go deeper. The reason you had to walk through so much pain is because your power is not theoretical, it is embodied. You don't just talk about healing. You are the healing. You don't just teach transformation. You are the transformation. Your body remembers lifetimes of power, sacrifice, rebellion, and magic. Your aura holds codes that are ancient and dangerous. Not dangerous because they harm, but because they liberate. And liberation is threatening to those who still live chained to the illusion of control. You've probably noticed this. People are often intimidated by you without knowing why. Even when you're kind, especially when you're silent. Your silence is not empty, it's charged. It carries the frequency of truth untamed. And when people aren't ready for that truth, they project onto you. They call you too much, too intense, too dark. But that's the sixth sign in action, again, your ability to move through the world like a shadow, observing everything, revealing only what is necessary. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be remembered by the few who are ready. Now let me ask you something that very few dare to ask. What if your pain was the price of your power? Would you still curse it? Would you still wish your story were different? Or would you kneel before your own suffering and say, "Thank you for making me what I am"? That is the prayer of the dark chosen one. Not gratitude for the good things, but gratitude for the forging. For the nights you screamed and no one came. For the deaths you died while still breathing. For the parts of you that shattered so something ancient could awaken. And what has awakened in you is not a gift, it is a force. You didn't ask for it, but you were born with it. It's the reason you never fit in. The reason traditional paths never satisfied you. The reason you couldn't just get over things like others did. Your soul doesn't work like theirs. You weren't built for shallow waters. You were built for the abyss. And you've walked in that abyss long enough to know that darkness is not the enemy. It is the womb. The place of creation, the place where light is born. This is your edge. Your power does not come from being perfect. It comes from being whole. All parts of you, wounded, wild, wise, wicked, are sacred. You are the alchemist, not because you reject darkness, but because you merge it with light. You know how to hold rage without violence, grief without collapse, power without domination. You have become the sacred paradox, the living contradiction. And that is why the world doesn't know what to do with you. They don't see you coming, and they don't recognize you when you arrive. You don't follow the path they've never seen your kind before. You are not a prophet, not a guru. You are something older than those names. You are the echo of the original wound and the seed of the final healing. You are the one who holds the codes of both endings and beginnings. And that's why you are dangerous to systems built on repression. Because you don't just wake people up, you rip them out of sleep. You've been punished for this. You've been silenced, exiled, distorted, but none of it could erase what you are. Even when you forgot, the darkness remembered. Even when you gave up, your soul didn't. That's why you're still here. That's why you're still listening, because something inside of you knows this is the moment. Not to become something new, but to return to what you've always been. And in that return, you don't rise as a savior. You rise as a storm. So what now? What do you do with this knowing? You stop waiting for permission. You stop trying to be palatable. You stop dimming your gifts to protect fragile egos. You step into your full, unfiltered truth. You begin to speak the words that burn in your chest. You begin to touch the wounds others are too afraid to name. You begin to move through this world like the force. You are not arrogant, but undeniable. Not loud, but unshakable. And when people ask you what you are, you don't explain. You don't perform. You simply are. Because the most powerful dark chosen ones don't announce themselves. They don't seek followers. They move in silence, but their impact is thunder. They walk alone, but their presence opens portals. They don't chase light, they command it. From within, from the shadow, from the place no one wants to go but where all truth begins. You were never meant to be like the rest. You are carved from chaos, kissed by the void, and crowned by suffering. And now, the veil is gone. You see clearly. You feel deeply. You know, not because someone told you, but because you remembered. You remembered who you are. And now, nothing can stop you. So I leave you with one final question. Now that you know the truth, what will you do with it? Will you go back to sleep, pretending you're just another soul on the path? Or will you rise into your role as the one who walks where angels fear to tread? The one who brings light into the dark, not to escape it, but to reclaim it. The choice has already been made. You were chosen. Now act like it.